Alright, hey, it is Tuesday, June 10th, 2008. This is Chris from Kobe, Japan. So, yesterday I wound up going to this nigiri sushi place with my friend Adriel. I didn't realize, I always used to think that sashimi was when you have rice and fish, and there's like a little wasabi in there, but that's apparently nigiri sushi. And it's really common in Japan. Sashimi is when you just have fish, just fish straight up. So we had some of that, and we just kind of like pointed to different fish. Easily the most delicious fish I've ever had in my life. I didn't know this, but apparently when you're eating nigiri sushi, and this would be good for you guys back home, next time you go to Empire Sushi or something, you don't eat it with your chopsticks, you eagle claw it, with your fingers here. Like if this was the nigiri sushi, you kind of grab it with like these 4 fingers, lift it up, dunk it in your soy sauce, and just eat it. And I mean, it usually has the wasabi under the fish, so you don't have to worry about wasabi or anything. Really delicious stuff, just like had that with some hot sake, and couldn't ask for a better dinner. Then we kind of wound up walking around. We went into an arcade. Today we went to a sake brewery. We got to see some really ancient wooden, it was like a sake brewery / museum. So they showed us a video on how they made sake back in the olden days with, washing and polishing the rice and then cutting it and fermenting it. It seemed like, I don't know, it was really interesting stuff. And I got all sorts of pictures of this really ancient, vats and things for making sake and the way they squeeze it out, and it was really cool. So at the end of the tour, they gave us some free samples, which I thought was really funny. And I chatted with the guy about different, kinds of sake and asked him some questions. The kind of sake they had, actually, they stock at the Kansai supermarket where we've been going. So, I was kind of familiar with his products already, and I could ask him some questions. Good sake vocabulary to have. There's, sake in Japanese just means alcohol, so it's any kind of alcohol, it could be, beer, wine, or whatever. So you need to say Nihonshu or sake, and that's Japanese style sake. And that's going to be, what we consider, rice wine type thing. Also, Atsukan is hot sake. Ginjo is sake that's been polished to a certain degree, so it's smoother. It loses some of the flavor though. And Daiginjo is really polished sake. It's the rice gets really polished and ground really smooth little fine circles. It's going to be more expensive, a little less flavorful, but a lot smoother. So, I mean, if you're trying to get some really good sake, you want to get Daiginjo sake, and that's just kind of a, they like slip it in on the label, so it's not like a brand name or anything. After that, I went with a couple of my friends. We went up to the Shoin campus. We hiked up the mountain because I realized I wanted to meet some new Japanese friends, so that I could, have like a pretty good roster in case I'm really free, which it looks like I'm gonna have plenty of free time. So I'm trying to hang out with some Japanese people and really practice my Japanese and not just keep it to the classroom. So we hiked up the mountain because Shoin Daigaku is like a half-hour or more walk up this mountainside. Kobe City goes like, it's like up a mountain a ways. So we went up there and we kind of met with these 2 girls who were dancers, and they said they were going to go to their dancing club, kind of like, like chess club or any other kind of club that you would have at a university. So we went with them, but it wasn't at Shoin. Shoin Daigaku is this really beautiful private campus. They have a beautiful chapel and all sorts of different stuff. Oh, the other day we went up to Shoin Daigaku, before I forget, and we, the first place they had us come was their chapel, and we sat in on a little 5-10 minute mass. They gave us some hymnals which were in Japanese, and we sang them. It was pretty fun. I was kind of worried that we were going to get roped into like a full 2-hour mass, but they were forgiving. They didn't expect that much of us. So then we toured around the campus. Really beautiful. Anyway, so we went with these girls to Kobe University because that's where the club was, or the circle as they call them. And Kobe University, I didn't know, but it's like a pretty serious inner city style university where like the infrastructure is really there's like cracks in the walls, and it was really interesting to check out. So this club of people, it was like if you could imagine a movie about dancing in the inner city from like 1989 to 1992, somewhere in there, with like the girls with like the crazy hair that's like it's not like permed out, because like that'd be more American, but they have like just 80s clothes. It's so 80s. And I went ahead and tried to teach them the Soldier Boy, as best as I could with limited success. But I really enjoyed kind of being able to teach the Soldier Boy to Japanese kids in Japan. So it was a lot of fun, and we wound up going back with these two girls to another Purikura and taking more pictures. And then after that, we had dinner at a place called, it was like an American-style restaurant, I guess, called Bikkuri Donkey, which means the surprised donkey. That's the name of the restaurant, it's the surprised donkey. So we ate there, and it was like, we had takoyaki, which is fried octopus balls with tonkatsu sauce and which is like barbecue sauce sort of, and cheese, which was delightful. And for the meal they gave us like, it's kind of like Salisbury steak, only they make it in different kinds of ways. It was pretty good, but not as good as like maybe like some of the curry udon that I've been eating. So after that, I went up to Kansai Supermarket, got some stuff, and I'm back here, and I'm going to go ahead and do my homework, so I will talk to you later. Oh, really quick, I'm going to try and squeeze in some quick culture notes. In Japan, they have no trash cans, like hardly anywhere, but people don't eat while they're walking. There's no litter. Everyone's just considerate, and so when they have a bottle or something, they just hold it until they see a restaurant that has a supermarket, or that has a trash can. But the benefit of that is that they don't have to pay for all this infrastructure, like municipal services, and trash cans and stuff. So it's way convenient. I went to Chinatown in Sanomiya the other day, and it was full of Japanese people, which I thought was really funny. And the food they were selling was like sort of Chinese food, but the thing that I got was called like a Chinese burger, and it was like a soft flatbread with it kind of folded with like a taco style. And she told me it was called a Chinese burger, the woman that sold it to me. So I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure they made it up. Apparently, Delaware in Japan is famous for grapes. Yeah, Delaware is well known around here because it has its grapes. What grapes? I have no idea. But at some point in time, somebody pretended that their grapes were from America, Delaware, and didn't know what they were talking about, and the Japanese people bought it, and then the lie kind of grew from there. There's also brands here in Japan called Number One Sake and Number One American Beer and Number One American Sake, and I've been having a fun time telling Japanese people that these brands do not exist in America. I mentioned earlier that we had to walk up a mountain to get to the Shoin campus, and that's because the Shoin it's up a mountain basically. So these Shoin girls walk up this mountain half hour every day in hot stiletto heels, and I don't know how they do it. They're monster beasts. It's just beauty is pain. I rode a bus today, Japanese mass transit, so quiet. No one's talking. I'm riding this bus. They actually cut the engine at red lights just so everyone can sit there in dead silence. There is not a sound on these buses, and then they start the motor back up and go when the light turns green. It's really ridiculous. Little culture shocks day by day. I'll talk to you guys later. This is Chris from Japan. I love you all very much at home, and I miss you so much.